Well, hey, everybody. This is going to be an interesting stream. I have talked about this one for a bit. We want to do custom shelves in this room, and they're going to go off camera here. But we are going to do, assuming the weather actually plays ball. That's the only thing I don't have control over right now is the weather. But we are going to do from literally napkin sketch here to fully fledged product, theoretically in one stream. I only have about 4.5 hours until the sun goes down. It is very hot. There is no air conditioning in here because my garage door is open. And yeah, you guys are going to get a kind of an interesting look at my garage as well, so you can see kind of how it's set up and what we do in here. Zach's man, Rob Lutter, basic support, thank you very much, greatly appreciated. Rob Lutter says, is that paperweight working yet? The Voron, it's been working for like over a year. It's just not tuned properly. But part of the shelves is the fact that this Voron needs a better space other than just behind me. So let me show you guys kind of the space that we're working with so you can get an idea of what the actual plan is. So here, let me... Well, that's the wrong way. Let's turn the camera this way. So this is the space. Basically, we're going to go above the laser with the shelf, but we're going to make it so that I can also put in the 27-gallon Costco totes. Now, the totes are not the immediate thing. Like, I might just say, F it, we're not going to do that right now. I don't know how long the weather is going to play ball, and I have a bunch of printers that are outside right now because I need the space to move in and out of the shop. The big reason that we're doing this is simply because I'm out of space. I don't have space for machines anymore. And what do you do when you have vertical space? You put shelves there. The big issue that we have is that this functional space that we have to work with is longer than 8 feet. And your average 2x4 is only 8 foot in length. So we are going to have to screw 2x4s together. Hopefully I know where all of my tools are. I haven't figured all of that out. I said, F it, I'm just going to do it live. I will do my best to make sure that you guys can see. The big problem that we have is that all the cameras are inside, and a lot of like the cutting of the wood occurs outside, where the cameras themselves don't really look all that good. Here, take a look. So if I just spin you right around, oh look, there you are. We keep going, we keep going. See, the outside just looks like a big, vast whiteness of terrible. So yeah, I'm gonna try. I make no promises here. We're gonna do our best, but this needs to get done. And I know a lot of you are looking at custom solutions for your printer shelves as well. I am already putting this into a custom shelf. I want to be clear, the shelving that even this camera is sitting on, it's on an arm attached to the shelf. The shelf is made out of 2x4s and 1x4s and 1x2s. It is done this way specifically so I can screw things into it and not have to care, right? All the other shelving in here is metal racking, where if you drill into it, you directly impact its overall performance. So, yeah. I am not using any, like, special designs or anything like that. I'm going to work with what I got, and I will tell you that I only have 8 foot 2x4s, so we are going to have to physically extend a 2x4 in this, or a couple of them actually, to make all of this work, so it'll be quite interesting. We're going to span a distance between the shelf where the camera is all the way to the wall, which means at this shelf that's right here, this floating shelf, it's out of here. It's got to go. What we will likely end up doing is building a section that comes out from this new shelf And that's where all these little props and such will go. But realistically, they don't serve a valuable purpose to us at the moment. They are simply, they're just props. So we're going to start our design. I'm just going to get my basic dimensions in place so I can grab my saw, get to cutting. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to know. Oh, I will not easily be able to monitor the comments. So if you guys are chatting, I can't see this screen outside because I'll be too far away from it. So if for some reason you're telling me I'm doing something wrong, I probably won't see it until well after I've already done the wrong thing, and then you can just laugh at me. I feel like that's a fair compromise. So we've got a bog standard tape measure. You don't need anything fancy for this. Got glasses, got a wireless microphone. Oh, Tarzan says he'll call me if it's something bad. I guess that works out too. Yeah, and to be clear, we're building this to handle 500 pounds or so. I'm not going for anything too crazy, so you're not going to see like tons of triangulation or anything like that. So we're not going to worry too much. I believe the section that we're working with is a little over 9 feet, but let's just get a measurement of that. In fact, I can just do this. There we go. So as I move, it will move with me. Love PTZ cameras. Okay. Stick you kind of... Well, nope. I need it to be longer! That's what she said. That's what she said. Come on. Quit bending under pressure. You're fine. All right. Oh, you know what? Hell, we can probably get away with 8 feet. I didn't realize it was that close, so... Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We're going to get away with 8 feet. What's going to end up happening is that... it's not going to hit the wall completely, but, I mean... That's okay. It's like 8.5 feet. It's close enough. Are you gonna... Thank you. Thank you. Move. You're trying to keep me centered, camera. Like... All right, fine. For right now, I'm going to take away your ability to move. So we've got our, and pardon my my paper CAD work here. It's going to be bad. I'm going to be real clear with you guys. I'm not an engineer. This is the same kind of way that I built the previous shelf. But the difference is I'm going to make the shelf 24 inches deep minimum. And so there'll be an interior section that connects. Anyways, don't worry about it. It's fine. And Tarzan says you can add to the other side, but having a single board span is nice. That is kind of the goal for this. The single board span would be great. So we've got our existing shelving unit. We'll call that here. So that's... existing shelves. And you know what? Let me change you guys to the main overhead here so you can kind of see more of the actual drawing work that we're doing. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it. I need to take a couple of other measurements from my shelves themselves. I'm going to call them out. So if you guys in the chat want to put them in the chat for me, that would be super duper cool. And so every time I move around, I can just hold my hand up and the camera will just auto follow me. Hello, camera. That means I can go this way and it should. Yeah, there it goes. It follows me. Okay. Oh God. Oh, it feels so good. I'm not running the aircon, but I'm running a fan in here and it's quite lovely. Ooh, okay. I previously made the shelves 24 inches deep. I didn't think I made the shelves 24 inches deep previously. I thought the shelves were what equaled 24 when it was all done, but no, the actual shelving is it dead on 24 deep? Why did I make it like 24 1/8? Well, I'm going to make it dead on 24 because that makes my life easier. Might even be a little bit under that, honestly, because of the saw kerf. The saw kerf's going to be about 1/8 of an inch. And yes, I know I'm doing everything in inches. You can hate me later. I get it. I'm a terrible person. I understand. But the reason that we're doing it is because it is much easier, because everything in the States is SAE. We're going to follow SAE standards. So we'll do that, which means it will butt up against the previous shelf. Okay, that shouldn't be much of an issue. Ah! It didn't follow me, so I just have to get back in frame for it to find me again. Hello? Follow. What am I doing? I can just tell it to go back to 1 and it will work. There we are. Okay. So the existing from ref span here is going to be 8 feet. So we want our existing shelving span with a riser here. We want this to be 8 feet. Assuming I have 2x4s to hit that. I assume that I do. I'll need to verify. I should. I think I've already picked some out. I did this before the hurricanes. So, I don't know. We'll see if they're still straight. We're going to need rails to go across them. So that's going to be 24 minus the width of a 2x4. So 2x4 width is your like 1.5 inches, generally speaking. So the thickness of a 2x4, even though it should be 2 inches by 4 inches, it's not. It is 1.5 by 3.5, I believe. I'm going to verify this real quick with a quick little, Google. Let's see. 1.5 inches by 3.5. So I was correct. So we're going to put our knowns up here. So 2x4 equals 1.5 x 3.5. Yes, I know that's stupid. No, I don't really care. So we're going to have to cut 3 inches off of that to get them to span and have the actual end rails matter. So we're going to need, 23-inch slats. So if we're looking at a top-down, we've got rail, and then slats going in between them. There's going to be a lot more slats in this. I think I'm only going to add, I'll see what I previously had, but I think it was like a, I think it was a 2x4 scrap, I think is what I did in between it. Why slats, not something like OSB? The reason I'm going with slats is I'm just going to put, whatchamacallit. I can't think right now. Just gonna put the foam mats on top of it, the foam yoga mats. So these here need to be 21 inches, and we will need a set amount of them. So we'll figure out what we need to do and what 21 inches looks like on the saw. We will clamp on a physical end stop, and then we'll just cut until we have everything where we need it. Jigging this stuff up will make the most sense, and if there is an error, they will all be the same amount wrong, which is ideally what we're looking for. If something's going to be wrong, we want it to be the same way wrong. Also, how many people we have hanging out? Yeah, I figured. There wasn't going to be a bunch of people here hanging out, but that's okay. It is what it is. All right. So we'll need uprights. Now, I need to figure out the height of, unless you're using, it would be better for the slats to be on top of the wood, unless you're using nails and glue. I am going to use nails and glue, so we're going to inset the slats in, and then we're going to run a 1x2, which the slats are going to sit on. I will check to make sure I have glue. I can see a tube of liquid nails, so I can always use that. I don't know if my wood glue is any good anymore. I'll have to check. If it isn't any good, we'll use liquid nails. Or we'll just use a couple of screws and not care. There's also that answer. The other answer is we just use a couple of screws and don't care. But yes, I understand what you're saying, Tarzman, that you want the slats to go on top. I don't think I have. I'm like looking at my wood stock. I don't think that I have OSB at the right length for that. So 21 inches for that height. So I need to figure out the height of the cabinet or the bins from Costco. So Costco, 27-gallon tote. So we want to figure out... These are designed to fit and slide, right? So what I'm trying to do is determine how tall they are. They are 20.4 inches tall. So 20.4 inches tall. And yes, remember they hang from under the lid. Correct. Right. So we have our... Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see more. So we're going to have our bin here. So I'm going to do a crappy drawing of the bin. It is deep 30.4, which is fine. It'll only be holding on 24 of that, but I don't care. Its height should be 20.4. So what we need to do is we need a minimum 20.4 inches from the laser so that I can slide the totes in. Get one and measure. All right. I'm looking at the dimensions here. I don't have any. 24 is about all the sides are since the corners are round. Found that out the hard way. That's fine. The depth is not that big of a deal. And I think I have some inside, but I don't have them handy, and I'm not going to bother with that right now. What I'm trying to do is figure out the minimum height that I need for my actual riser here. So if we look at the laser itself, I've got a control box for the laser, so I would want that control box kind of be the smallest part. Oh. Okay, screw it. The shelves. God, the shelve's going to be high. Maybe it's time to move the control box for the laser. So if we do... You'll drop to the bottom of the lid. Okay. I'm not worried about that right now, Tarzman. I'm going to call this 2 feet. The actual height of it, 2 feet. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room. But that's not my current concern. My current concern right now is to determine where we want this actual shelf to go. Right? So we need to figure out its height from the ground. If we're going to support it on one side, we need to know how high to cut those risers. Now, we could just cheat, leave them at the full 8 feet and not care. Can I open the laser? No. So we are not going to be able to open the laser with the totes installed. Unfortunately, that is one of the compromises that I'm making with this, because I can just pull the totes out and put them somewhere else, right? And I'm going to use the totes to store like long-term storage stuff. And we're going to use a QR code system to determine what's in those totes. But we will not be able to open the laser when the totes are installed. So if we make it the height of the laser opens to about 6 feet. I can't check 100% because there's a bunch of stuff on top of the laser right now, and I do not want to do that. But yeah, it is doable. And I could only put storage for maybe I just put a couple off to the side and don't put any on top of the laser. I just want to make sure that I'm accounting for the space for future expansion needs. So that's a big thing to think about when you're looking at building something custom, is your future expansion needs. So if we go 2 feet above that, it's basically putting us right at the 6 foot mark. Give or take. Yeah, I'm going to call it 6 feet. 6 feet makes it nice and safe. I'm 6'1". So why don't we extend this to like... Yeah, I could move the control box to the front of the... I could do that. That would be fun. So I'm 6 foot tall. So realistically, if we make this thing any taller than about 4 feet, I can't see the machine. So any machine that goes on here, I'm going to need a step ladder or something like that to look at it. So saying that basically you're not going to be able to... You know what? Let me go see how tall the shelf is in my office. Give me a second. It's literally right on the other side of this door. So if I look at this shelf, these shelves are, call it 4'9". 4'9" to the base. And for those, for the most part, I kind of have to like stand on my tippy toes to see anything. Are we good over here? You're making noise. I don't like that noise. You probably need a little more heat. Give you some extra heat. There you go. All right, so if we try to match inside of 4'9", that puts us right about there. That's not tall enough. So unfortunately, these shelves will have to be high. The plan for the machines that get stored out here are long-term storage machines, machines in enclosures with cameras, so we can just log into the camera and see how the machine is doing. I don't think that's unreasonable. So that's the plan. Just keep a folding step stool out there. Yeah, I actually have one out here, hilariously. But those folding step stools and I are not the best of friends. I'm a little pudgy for those folding step stools. What we might end up doing is, and I have to see if I have enough, but utilizing a full 8-foot board and just let it go above, right? If it just has to go above things and it's above the shelf, that's no big deal. The hardest thing about this is going to be assembling it. I don't know if anyone's figured that out yet, but assembling this is going to suck. Way to do that. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we just do the full... If I have full 8-foot boards, we'll do full 8-foot boards. So this here is going to be 6 foot 6 inches or more. And that will give us like the amount, and it will put it kind of above my eye line, which means your boy's unlikely to hit his head, right? I could put it right at dead 6 foot, but I'm likely to smack my head into it. So if I put it at 6'6", I'm not likely to hit my head on it. Magic. So that's pretty much what we need. I think the last thing that I need to determine is the spacing in between the slats and how big I need to make that spacing. Also means it's above the camera view. Yes, yeah, the camera's not going to see any of this stuff anyways. I'm not too worried about it. And if it does, it does. I don't really care if it's out of camera view. The nice thing is, and here I'll show you for a second here. I'll have it lock onto me. But the nice thing about this camera is that this camera is on an arm. Okay, that arm can move up, down, left, right. I can completely fold the arm flat. I can pull the arm up. I can pull the arm down. Like if I want to go up, I can go up. If I want to go down, I can go down. This is not on a tripod. It is on... Here, we'll kick that out a little bit. It's not easy for me to show it, but I guess if I keep going this way... Oh, I think I've reached gimbal max. I have. I was going to try to show you what it looked like, but I can't, which is hilarious. But yeah, I don't think there's too much more for us to do in terms of planning. The only thing that I have left, and I don't have... Where'd I put the damn tape measure? Dang it! Where did I put the tape measure? Oh, I see it. I just need to figure out the current distance that I use for everything. Hello, hi. My face is right there. No, no. Hi, hi, hi. Yeah. Hey, there's my face. Look at that. Track my face, not the cat's face. Up here. Thank you. Thank you. Right, that turns it off. I gotta turn it back on. There we go. Okay. You've lost my face already. Okay. Boonda-ba. Uh-oh. The camera... What? The camera died. Huh. That's odd. I guess I can't move that much or the camera dies out. That's interesting. 2 seconds. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I can't swing that a ton. Hello. Hi. I'm over here. Follow me, please. Hi. I'm right here. Follow my face. Follow my face. No? Okay, here. Let's just help you out here. Okay. Are we... No? I swear I know what I'm doing. I swear I'm a professional. It needs to see a face and the open palm gesture. All right, well, I can just manually move it. I mean, that's fine. All right, I can just manually move it. It's fine. Okay, my shelves are kind of messy. There's stuff all over them because I use it for material storage. But what I'm trying to determine is where stuff needs to go, and while I'm at it, I can turn that on. We're gonna need air, so I'll turn on the air compressor. And we're gonna... Okay, the slats are currently 1 inch apart. Super, super simple. 1 inch apart. I don't know if I'm gonna maintain the 1 inch. We'll see. God, I love quiet air compressors. They are truly amazing. I am talking, and there is a quiet air compressor running literally 4 feet away from me, and it is just, it's amazing. It is amazing. I love everything about it. All right, we'll do one of those. Hello. There we go. All right, now we're following me again. Trying to think of what else we're gonna need for this. There's a bottle of wood glue. Still seems soft. It's only Type-On 1, but it's fine. The wood glue will hold everything together. The screws are what, actually gives it the strength. And the brad nails are just going to be the quick, easy thing that I do. Now, things are going to get a little bit crazy when I start going in and out of the house. So that's something I got to ask you guys of how you want to handle that. So what I can do is I can take this light down here and I can put you on that. If your preference is that, because this is going to be in my way. So I think I'm just going to do that. I think I'm going to take this light down. So I'm getting a new softbox today anyways. So I think I'm just going to take the light down and we will move you to this. This is a GVM 260 watt, I think, and a really big octagonal softbox. So, yeah. I'm gonna take everything apart. Safety glasses on the brad nailer. Yeah, so I've got safety glasses. Don't worry about that. I'm not worried about safety. I've done this many times, but understand I may not follow every single safety procedure that you are used to where you live. So, I don't know. Use your best judgment and don't be stupid, right? I need to take the Bowens mount off. Come on. You son of a diddly. All right, I gotta get the Bowens mount off before I can put this. Be safe enough that you won't hurt yourself. Right. All right, whatever. I can't get that apart. So you're just gonna sit over there, and I'm hoping you're not gonna fall. I'm gonna have to disconnect you guys for a second here, and I am going to have to figure out what I do for everything else. So that needs to be there. Actually, we will. Like I said, I am literally doing all of this live. This isn't something that I have a ton of time into determining how I want to do it correctly. So, I don't know, work with me. Could I just duck under the cable? I probably could. That's gonna be the easiest way, is just run the cable over to this mount and then just duck under the cable. Yeah, screw it. That's what we're gonna do. I have all my cables are managed, so that kind of sucks. You don't have to take them out. But, so I've got both HDMI and USB ran, but this camera is USB specific. Can I just duck it? Sure. You will hit it at least once, I guarantee it. Yeah, well, that's better than the alternative. Well, maybe it's not. No, Grant, stop it. This is what we're going to do right now. We're just going to... Oh, damn it. This is what we're going to do right now. It is very funny to watch this camera try to figure out my movements. It was very, very funny. So, of course, it uses one of those. Yeah, you don't... Oh, damn it. I lost it. Hold on. So what I can do to keep myself from from running into the cable every time is use the mounts to lift the cable up. And if I have the cable lifted up and over my head, theoretically, I should not run into it. This is a lot of theory work here. It's a lot of theory work. So let me turn that off and on. Let's see if it comes back on. It did not come back on. That sucks. Work with me here, guys. I'm sorry. All right, screw it. Let's try this again. No. Damn it. It did not work. Well, I might have just broken stuff. I'm hoping that I didn't. I shouldn't have. What the sin? Sorry, guys. All right, I've got power to the camera. So let's see if it comes back on. Hey, it came back on. Nice. Okay. Now, as long as I duck... Here. I can just move it to point toward me here. Okay. Oh, no, I have it facing the wrong way. Dang it. Hold on. Please hold. Oh, no. Crap. It has to be pointed like that. Okay. All right, we got it. Probably. You're going to definitely see the cable when I walk back this way. Oh, it lost me. Why do you keep losing me? Hi, I'm right over here. Thank you. Why? No, my face is up here. My face is up here. Find my face. Jeez. All right. So yeah, you're probably going to see the cable, which, yeah, you can currently see the cable. But this will let me move in and out a little bit easier, so... Are we okay with the cable? If we're not, I'll go back to the old mount. And, we'll deal with it. No, I'm not too fast. I think I just have the gimbal control set really, really low. Yeah, tracking speed is set to normal. So I'm going to have it set to fast. Ha, now I'm not too fast. Or mount it stationary and move the thing it's on. That's what I was doing. But the problem is this mount here is directly in the way of where I need to work. So while the cable's in the way, this is a little bit easier. So I'm going to stick with what's easy for me, which is this. So we are using 1-inch spacing. So we're using the 1-inch spacing here. So in between the actual slats, 1 inch. Do you think we should we continue the 1 inch? Get Vittori to hold the camera, cat cam. Yeah, so I could theoretically like shoulder mount a GoPro and run a really long cable for it, like a really, really long HDMI cable, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. I could also just move the top down to point out. You know, you're totally right. I could just do that. You know, I don't know if I want to. You can actually see the top down. It's right there. I don't know if I want to because it's set really, really well. If I do it, I'll do it on this other arm. But for right now, we'll leave it. But yeah, I see what you're saying because the only issue is getting it back to perfect. Yeah. So you know what? Here's what I can do. Here's what... I like your idea. I like your thinking because the top-down camera has a zoom on it. It's got a fair bit of zoom. So I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to take it down and then I'm going to put it on the other one so that we can get everything. But that is basically what I need. That'll have my cut list together for what I need to cut. I can get my saw. Ah! Running into things. Hello. Oh, God bless it. It lost me. It lost me here. Camera. Hello. Hello. God bless it. It has lost me. All right, whatever. Only issue is getting it back to perfect. I have a spare arm. It's fine. I've got a plan. Got a plan. Work with me. I've got a plan. All right. We're doing the plan. Because we're not going to move the arm that the camera is on. Theoretically. It shouldn't be an issue. We're just going to unscrew it from its arm. I know you're looking at things you don't care about. The camera I'm trying to get to follow me is an Insta360 Link 4K. But, oof, that's not good. That's a broken magic arm. All right. Well, we'll make it work. Screw this on. It's just upside down. Well, that was fun. All right, we need to do it like that. That. Something along that line. Like that. Okay. We've got that. And my power cable. I did say F it, we're doing it live, so. Now I can just zoom out there. You guys will be able to see me when I'm working. Stupid or smart? One of the two. I'm not certain. I'm not certain. All right. We have one last thing to determine. It is how many of these 1x4s that we actually need to cut. So once we've determined that, we can start jigging. All right, camera, you, here. Hi. Just gonna do that. See if you register my face. There you go. Hey, look at that. All right, free range Ender 3s. No, that's all Sovals, hilariously. There's SV06, SV06 Plus, SV06 Ace Plus. Or no, that's an SV06 Ace, regular Plus, and the Plus Ace, and an SV08 on the ground. The Magneto X is still down here, because I can't easily move it on my own, but that is going to be one of the machines that goes up on the shelf, is the Magneto X, because it takes up a ton of room, and realistically needs to be up on a shelf. So, yeah. Let's get to working. Come on. Stop the camera from trying to follow. Why? It's not that big of a deal, is it? Seems like it's doing an okay job right now. It's gonna lose me as soon as I start to do more work outside, though. Of course, now I can't see it. Let me see if I can move the TV so I can see the TV a little bit better. Have it snap to that corner. Oh. Like that corner? Over there? That's what you want? I mean, I can do that. Because then I can just do, that. And it transitions between the two. So. Well, if that's what you want, and you're probably right in that. So if that's what we're going to do, I'm going to move it back to its old mount. Yeah. All right, I'm going to move it back to its old mount. It will be easier on its old mount. So let's just do that. Because the old mount at least worked for it. Sorry. There. Okay. It's fun. Oh, dude, this camera recognizes it's upside down. Wait, really? The camera's upside down right now. It just auto-rotated itself. What? I didn't know it could do that! I didn't know it could do that! The camera's upside down right now! It knows inherently to flip itself! Dude, that's sick! I didn't know... Like, here, look, you can see the gimbal's upside down! Huh! Yeah, there. Okay. Alright, we're gonna put that there. No. That actually goes like that. And as much as I hate to say it, my brother's right in this, that we should just, here. So we're gonna put it back to there. And then we'll give you this other view, which is kind of over there. And because it's on the arm, I can just move it to the view that you guys need. Huh, there you go. All right. Hey, that's a win. Yeah, my dad's here. He said, you learn something new every day. Yeah, no kidding, dude. No freaking kidding. I did not know that that was a thing that this camera did. But now I do. And that's really, really cool because I have always kept it upright thinking that it couldn't do that. But now that I know it can, I'm going to use that more often. So, and in fact, I'm going to push this completely out of the way. There. All right. No, those printers are not going to explode. Why do you all think because I live in Florida, I'm just going to blow up printers? Like, I get it, Florida man, but like, come on. So, I guess since I'm outside, I just do that, right? I mean, I figured out an action camera can survive an H550 rocket motor. You know what? I don't know about that, and I'm not gonna, no. My neighbors already think I'm crazy, and they're gonna think I'm much crazier now that I am talking to some random thing that doesn't exist. You'd be like, who's he talking to now? There's no one home. Yep, I'm just this weird neighbors. It's totally fine. You already knew this. You already knew this. All right, so I gotta get my saw, and I gotta start getting my tools out. So let's get saws and tools and everything that we need to do this. It appears there are people here that have way more responsibility than I have. So, and they also know where I happen to live. So in the event that I do hurt myself using a powerful saw, at least they know where I live. But, you know, thankfully I am smarter than I look. Thankfully I am smarter than I look. He says as he struggles to deal with his saw. All right. Random foam. Okay. This is the best saw stand, bar none. I will accept no arguments to this whatsoever because it is truly the best. And of course, I always have trouble opening it when I say that, but oh, and it's backwards. Hold on. I have it backwards. I want to cut this way. Ignore the fact that this should be on flat level ground. It is not. I guess we can go out a little bit more, but I was trying to be in the shade. Sure, that's good enough. This is the best saw stand out there. Done. Saw set up. It's worth every penny, I promise. All right, let me move some stuff so I can read. I need to be able to read what everybody is saying. Woo! Yeah, it's hot here. The temperature meter in the garage says it is 86 degrees inside right now. So stay hydrated, damn it. Okay. All right, for power, let me make sure we're okay on solar. Actually, you can see some of the panels sitting out in the yard there. Let me make sure we're doing okay on solar before I plug the saw into the solar bank. I am printing trophies right now for an award ceremony tomorrow. It's complicated, and I care not to discuss it. How we looking? Perfect. We can run the saw on this. All right. I definitely don't just use a ceiling mounted cord reel that is not ceiling mounted for all my power needs outside. Don't ask questions. It's when you start, it's trying to reel itself back. No. It's when you start asking questions you realize how jank things can get. I see like half of my family is here watching. They're all like, all right, what's he gonna cut off today? All right. We're not gonna deal with any miters or anything like that today. For those wondering, this is, oh God, it is windy out right now. This is a double bevel sliding compound miter saw from Rigid. That is not sponsored, I paid for it myself. But if Rigid wants to sponsor the channel, I am totally down for that. I'm absolutely down for that. So, you know, Rigid, hit your boy up or something. I don't know. God, it's been so long, I forget where all the safeties are for this saw. Really? All right, this thing's basically dead zero, which we're gonna do with that. Boom da ba. Those printers are gonna get covered in sawdust. But oh well, that's the way she goes, kids. All right, we're gonna need 4 8-foot 2x4s. I don't know if I have all 4 here. So here is 1 8-foot. I think these are the 1x4s. Yep. Got a bunch of 1x4s. I did all of this before the hurricane came through. So I have to remember like what I did and how I did it. So I got a stack of 1x4s. Woo! I've got more 1x. Is this all 1x? Where's my other 2x? Ooh, that's not fun. Dang. Well, there's got some. Dang it, get out. Got some scraps in the way. Give me a second. Here's some 2x. We're gonna need, or 1x2s. Gonna need 2 of those. These are not normally decently straight, so, you know, honestly, whatever works. You know, we ain't that picky around these parts. We just need it to be there. Okay, there's a second one. So what happened? I don't know where all my other 2x lumber is. Well, I guess I know where it is. I don't want to go get it. Dang. Okay, well, what are we looking at? Kisker said he ate the wood. Extra fiber in your diet, boss man. Don't send me the toilet paper bill. Is that all 2x lumber? Yeah, that's all 1x lumber. Oh, which means I know where the 2x lumber is, and it is not in an easy spot to get access to. All right, fine. Give me a second. It's gonna be a second. And enjoy how nice it is outside in Florida right now. I guess I don't know. Oh, it's back in cold storage for materials. Yep. Here we are. Ah, that's not a very easy place for me to walk through. All right, I'll get 2 more of these since I know they're all the same length and everything. And we'll use that. I have some other scraps of 2x as well. By the way, if you're expecting like Norm Abram levels of work, you came to the wrong damn channel. The wrong damn channel. Is there cold storage in Florida? No, it's more of a figure of speech than a matter of fact. Okay. Yep, this is where it is. Amber corroborated. She knew exactly what I was talking about. He said, yep, it's there. Which is great. Because you know what I love doing? Contorting my body on camera. Oh. All right. We're going to need some nail guns and some other tools, so I'm going to go get those. All right. Let's see. All right, well, here's kind of the question. Do you guys want to see pneumatic air? You want to see pneumatic tools or do you want to see battery tools? I am blessed with that. I should have both. But do you want to put this together with an air compressor or do you want to put it together with batteries? So, we are for sure using batteries for the drill and driver and Ugga Duggas, but the actual like nailing of things together, I've got both battery and air power. I prefer air tools. For my sake, use battery. We should be happy to get red, green level quality. Remember, fellas, if she don't find you handsome, she should at least find you handy. Battery, less noise and hassle. Yeah, but I already got the air compressor rolling. And you know what? I love how everybody else says battery, and I've like already decided in my mind that I want to go air. And I want to go air for the specific reason But I've got a reel set up already. So I just have to pull it. It's not that big of a deal. So I have an auto retracting reel set up. And then I can use the air to cool myself off. All right, let me grab my air tools here. All right. You might think I'm sponsored by Rigid, but I'm not. I've got a Rigid. This is an 18 gauge nail gun. To be clear, when you're holding a nail gun, treat it like a regular firearm. Finger off the trigger, right? I don't care if it's not plugged in. Finger off the trigger. Treat it like you would a firearm. It's easier, safer. Less likely to hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. All right. I think the nails that are in there are too big. Those are 2-inch nails. I'm probably looking for 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Okay. Let's see what else we got here that we're gonna need. That's hand saws. Nope. Oh yeah, I got the bad mamma jammer, the 15 gauge, but we don't need that. We don't need 15 gauge. So got 1.5 inch nails for that. We're gonna put a whole row 1.5 inches in there. 1.5 inches is what we're looking for. You don't want your nails to be too long, gentlemen. Your nails can be too long. Should I just say gentleman and amber? Because I feel like that's all we have right now. It's gentleman and amber when she can pay attention when she's at work. Okay. Nail gun. What else have I missed on chat? I gotta come back here to look at chat. 1.5 inches will be short if you're doing butt joints. No, it won't be. So when we're going through the 1x into the 2x, a 2-inch would go all the way through. It'll likely have blowout. 1.5 inches won't give you blowout. And if there's one thing those of you with children know, the last thing you want is blowout. So I'm likely going to try to assemble some of this stuff here because it's in the damn shade. That's in the sun, and that sucks. I don't want to be there. So I guess kind of the first thing we need to do is get the 2x stuck to the 1x. Yeah? All right. Screw it. Since those are all, I think those are all the right length. I believe those are 8-foot bolts. So let's hog one up here and take a look. Is this good for anybody? Do you guys like this, or just turn the camera off and do this on my own? That is dead on 8 feet. Do you want this stream? I don't know if you guys actually want this stream or not. So you want this stream, right? I feel like you do. I feel like you do. All right, what do I got? These are 2.5 inch. So now I need to find my screws for the job. Got 2.5 inch here. What do we got here? 1 5/8 inches. GA, is that galvanized? No, not galvanized at all. Got some random screws here. Sure. Those are pretty long though. I normally buy my screws by the pound. All right, we don't need that immediately. We're gonna use nails and glue to hold most of the stuff together. So we got that up there. Oh, There's a sandhill crane in the backyard. Hello? I'm normally like this, I promise. This is not an act. I'm just weird. All right, with our board, we're going to want to see what side is the best, and that answer is neither, because both sides are ugly. Remember, kids, it's what's on the outside that counts, I think. Right? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Crap. Oh, hey, the UPS guy's here. Sweet, my new softbox is here. I bought a new softbox. Because I do the treat yourself kind of thing. So what we're working on right now is we want to set the distance of where those 1-bys are going to set. And to do that, we got to add a ton of glue onto this, set it in place, and then just slowly brad nail it into place. So. Keep going. It's nice the background while I'm doing stuff. Lumberjack Grant, I'm all for it. Where's the hard hat? Yeah, that's fair. Both sides are ugly. Yeah, same. Same. Oh. Oh, he's still on the truck. Okay. Okay. So if we're correct, these should be something like an inch thick. Or no, 3/4. Since they're, right? Nah, they're like 5/8 goes to 10/16. 3/4 goes to 12/16. Oh, okay. Yes, driver just left. All right, whatever, dude. It's not 3/4. It's under 3/4. It's whatever's between 5/8 and 3/4. So 6/8, 5/8, 6/8. So they both have to go up. So it's 11/16. 11/16. Are we really gonna measure to 11/16? Are we really gonna measure to 11/16? No, no, we're not. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a jig to do the measurement for us. And why is that? Because we're not stupid. So we're gonna grab some random scrap that we have laying around here, and if you do woodworking, you've got scrap and you know you do. Stop lying to yourself. I've got tons, but hilariously, a lot of it's not accessible to me. So we're gonna cut this like chewed up 1-by. We're gonna cut 11/16 off the end of it. We're first gonna square up the end. So let's get that taken care of. Look, it's dumbass Norm Abram over here. Doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Okay, good enough. We want to square up the board. So we're going to cut an indiscriminate amount off of it. We've now squared it up to the saw. So we can now take this piece of wood and then effing 16ths because friggin' math, I guess. I don't know. I just work here. Ah! So it's the tick mark between 3/4, 5/8. A thing you need to be mindful of is to make certain that when you do your cut, you're cutting on the right side of the saw blade, okay? You don't want to cut on the wrong side of the saw blade. If you cut on the wrong side, it won't be the right size. Now, my saw has a light that's supposed to show me where the blade goes, but it's too damn bright out here and I can't see it. So instead, we're gonna do it the old school way, which is take a little tick and see if that's about right. And if it's not, cut it again, because wood is cheap. It literally grows on trees. Oh yeah, like a glove. Yeah, I put my hand back in when it wasn't stopped. I don't really care. That is way longer than it should be. What the hell is going on? Oh, Grant did an inch plus. Waste. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. That was a test, obviously. It was a test if you were paying attention. And that's because, for some odd reason, my tape measure doesn't have the right markings where I need it. That's ridiculous. All right, let's try this again. That was a test and you failed, I think. I think that's how that works. I could bring out the old saw. I have a DeWalt from the 1970s that has no safeties at all. This one's still got the blade guard on it, you know, that keeps me from hurting myself. Splitting lines like I'm a politician. Let's go. That is much better. That's the size that we need. That's the size we need. Measure once, cut twice, glue together, cut again. Swear that you didn't measure before the third cut. Glue again, measure twice, still got 1 inch too short. If that's not the story of my life, I don't know what is. If that ain't the story of my life, I don't know what is. So, we've now got ourselves a jig that will help us set our distances. So, we're going to tack in one side. Well, we're going to add a bunch of glue. We're going to tack in one side. Then we're going to tack in the other side, the other end, and then we're going to go through and make sure that it's at the right space every single time. Now, hilariously, what I could have done here is just used the thickness of it this way, but I wasn't thinking because, of course, I wasn't. So, whatever. I still blame you. I think that's fair. We all can agree that we blame Steve Builds, right? We've been through this. We've absolutely been through this. Oh, it sucks out here. It is so hot. I have a shade. I have like a big shade thing. I'm like, half tempted to set that up, or I'm half tempted to put the printers on the ground. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. The printers can go on the damn ground. That's no big deal. Put the printers on the ground, move the, I can use it, and use the damn table. The printers don't care. They'll be fine. They'll have to have their beds cleaned, no big deal. But the printers don't care. I care. I'm a sweaty potato already. The table folds up. I'm a sweaty potato. Ah! Good thing my neighbors already think that I'm crazy. So this doesn't really surprise anybody. All right. Oh my God, that's so much better. Now I don't have to work in the sun. Holy shnikes. Holy shnikes, Batman. Oh my God, it is so hot outside. I swear, it's gotta be in the low 30s, low 30s C. Now remember to enable the lock on the tabletop from folding when you moved it. Apparently not. It doesn't help the fact that I'm wearing my own merch Shop.3dmusketeers.com if you want to get some shirts. Because we did launch our shirts yesterday. It's a soft launch. We're not being too public about it. I'll talk about it like at the end of videos and stuff, but yeah, shop.3dmusketeers.com if you want to get yourself a super cool shirt with my cat on it. Because that's what everybody wants, shirts with my cat on it. I'm gonna move this even closer so that I can face you guys, and not be in the effing sun. There's what we need to put together. Okay. I had that nice big bottle of wood glue, and now your boy don't know where he friggin' put it. Oh, I put it back where it was. Look at me, doing things the way I should. I saw an open bottle. This appears... No. This bottle's trash. Yeah, I know. I know there's a lock under the table. I clearly didn't check it, and I'm paying the price. You know. My dad said it's the hottest day of the year so far. That's not saying much. It's Florida. It's not saying much. All right. Apply glue like you vote for Joe Biden, liberally. That does not directly indicate which way I vote, but I just think that's a really funny joke. Apply glue like you would vote for Joe Biden, liberally. I think that's a good joke. That's a good woodworking joke. Now, the proper woodworker would say to spread it out and all that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're just going to flip it over. We're going to eyeball it, give or take where it needs to be. We're going to set it down. We're going to grab our little spacer tool here. We're going to align it. We're going to cool ourselves down because... Okay. All right, then we're going to pop that off. Put on our fancy nail gun. And when we're ready, we're going to fire the laser! Or the nail gun. I don't have a laser out here. Hello, ATF. All right, let me get... A square probably wouldn't hurt, but I guess if I'm a little bit under, it's not that big of a deal. So we're going to use the ye old calibrated finger, which is, you know, do it until it feels right, I guess. That's also what she said. I swear this is a family-friendly channel. I really do. I'm the crazy guy that's talking to himself, and my neighbors already think that I'm crazy. Oh, it's such a mess in here since the storms. I need to clean up. I was looking for a square. It's going to be in my toolbox. If I have a square that I haven't used for printers, it's in my toolbox. Survey says... I've used my square for printers because it's not in my toolbox. All right. F it. We're going to call it close enough and do it live. Good enough for government work. Don't stick your fingy where you wouldn't stick your dinky. And give her the old ugga dugga. And one of those, and hey, one of those while we're at it. All right. We're going to now come down to the other end where you probably can't see what I'm working on either way and find out that our 1x4 isn't long enough. Story of my life. We're going to get it round about where it needs to be, give or take. We're going to get our nail gun and we're going to go cut chunk, cut chunk, cut chunk. We'll do 3 nails. We're going to come over to the center here. Going to do the same thing. We're going to find our basic spot where we want it to be. We're going to put another nail in it. And see, if we were using 2-inch nails, this probably would have just gone into the table. But I'm using 1.5-inch nails, so it's not. I hope. Wait, is that right? Nah, that's not really right. That's actually a little low. Let me get that back into place here. Keep your hands out of the way so you don't go meet Amber, I guess. You know, she's lovely, but you don't want to meet Amber professionally. Okay. Okay. Oh, this wood is so soft. Shelf falling apart. That's not cheap. That's expensive. By expensive, I mean your time. All right. Reasonably held in place. I've got this one set on the you touch it, it goes boom, so. All right. Now remember, the biggest thing that we need to keep in mind here is that every single time you do something, you always got to hit it and say, that ain't going anywhere. Because if you don't, it's going to go somewhere. And you don't want to know where that is. I'm going to be smart about this. I'm going to grab my screw gun. Assuming Okay. There's one. Yeah, I know exactly where all my tools are all the time. This is going to be the subject of a future video where we do shop organization. Yeah. I need to take some water here. MLV said, where are you shipping from? It ships from all over. Fourth Wall is handling all of that for us, thankfully, so we don't have to deal with it. So, theoretically, you should be ordering in your local sizes. That's actually not something that I know for sure, so don't sue me. All right. We got our Rigid. Ugga Dugga. Rigid, sponsor me. I don't know. I'm at 50,000 subscribers. I feel like you should sponsor me now. And this is right here. It's just kind of like my wall of stuff. Got 2.5. 1 5/8. That's probably where I want to be. Yeah. 1 5/8. Super duper. Now, again, the proper builder in me says, oh, well, make sure that you pre-drill all your holes. And then the other person in me says, screw that guy, friggin' send it. And so we're not going to listen to, hey, guys, why don't you go ahead and pre-drill your holes? We're going to listen to the guy that says, yo, dog, I'm just going to send it. Remember, Guten Zeit, it's German. It's how you know it's where it needs to be, give or take. You want to make sure you bury the head of the screw. It's a very important thing to do here is to bury that head. You don't want it sticking out where it could cause you problems. Okay. I don't know, man. 3 screws plus the nails. It's probably fine. It's just to hold the cross beams in place. Throw a couple more in. Whatever. You know what's cheap? Screws. You know what's not cheap? All your printers falling. That's not cheap. That's not cheap at all. Now, to be clear, I'm using the F it, I don't have time to go through and do it the right way method. That does not mean that you should. I'm going to sit here and tell you that this is not the right way to do it, that there is a right way to do it, and not to cheap out. So, TLDR, do as I say and not as I do. You're welcome. Oh, look, I'm on the spectrum and I'm dropping packets. All right, there's that. I got the other one. We're just going to assume all these boards are straight and 8 feet. I know they're not straight, but they're 8 feet. There's our jig. Here's our 1x. Oh yeah, this one's like proper split at this end. Nice. Remember that 1x lumber is cheap and it's manufactured cheaply. So, you know, don't be stupid, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Same deal. Had a little bit of schmoo there, so we're just gonna fill that full of glue. Glue like we vote for Joe Byron. Again, you could do it the right way. I ain't got time for that. These will be the very famous last words. Shelf does fail, but you know, whatever. You guys would never make fun of me if one of my projects failed and caused bodily harm to me, would you? Would you? You wouldn't do that. You're good, caring, kind individuals that would never make fun of me when I screw up, right? Right? All right, since I know the 1x's are a little short, which is just hilarious that they're a little short, I offset both sides a little bit. Totally fine again, no big deal. Getting it reasonably close. Getting our nailer. Okay. Somewhere in the middle. These pieces of wood are so bowed. It's not even funny. It's not even funny how much bow is in this wood. Okay. All right. That one's pretty much good as well. Nails are cheap. Okay. Nails are cheap. What isn't is my time. So don't forget to, I don't know, donate and such. I don't know. Whatever, man. I'm just having fun. Yeah, my bits are definitely impact rated. Yep, impact rated bits. I tell you, these are the world's strongest drywall screws too, let me tell you. World's strongest drywall screws. Okay. One last one down here at the end. We'll be good to go. There, oh, God, bless it. It fell. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. Okay. All right. Sweet Caroline. Bop, bop, bop. All right. Pretty good there. You know, I'm looking at that one and I see I have an uneven amount of screws, so I'm just gonna add another screw right up here. It'll make me feel better. Remember, kids, when you're doing projects for yourself, it's not about how it looks. It's about how it makes you feel. It's always about how it makes you feel. I see something green. Let me go read it. Let me see what it says. What do we got? Says, hey, MLV, welcome to the Discord. Hey, shoot me an email. YouTube at 3dmusketeers.com, and as soon as we're done, we'll get that done. 3D print battery adapters and hang them. I did that. It's awesome. That's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do. Mike Dixon asked if we got hit by a hurricane. Yeah. Actually, in fact... that right there, it looks like a bush. That's a tree that fell over during the storm that I haven't finished cutting up because it's really big. And yeah, if you join the members only Discord, there's a members only Discord and tier above, of course, but there's a special Discord coupon code that'll save you money in the store. And as I told everybody in the Discord, don't share it. Because if you share it and I see orders come in that aren't from the Discord, I'm going to turn off the code and everybody loses. TLDR, don't be a dick. I love you. All right. So now we got to do a couple of 2x that are of our... of our thing. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. So the first thing that we do before we go grab new and expensive wood, we go into the side bit by the garage where you all also store all of your random bits of wood. And we're gonna find, if we're lucky, some pieces, and I think all of these are, that are over 2 feet long. If we're lucky, they're 4 feet long. We can just cut them in half. Very much not. All right, since these are not 2 feet, how long is this one? Is this 2 feet? That's too short. Story of my life. All right, away you go. Are you two basically the same length? Okay, you two are basically the same length. So we'll cut these two. You find the end that's the dirtiest, you square that up first. I have a big enough saw, so I'm going to square the both of them at the same time because I don't feel like doing it twice. Once again, you don't really come here to see how to do things perfect. You come here because you know I'm going to make you laugh a little bit, okay? You know, Dad always said I had that face for radio. Dad never knew I'd be a YouTuber. I'm making my dad proud! Oh, my neighbors are gonna look weirdly again. All right, square these up. Yeah, make fun of the fact that I put the blade away before I actually stop the cut. Yeah, I don't care. I know proper woodworking says to do it this way. Well, I'm not going to do it that way. Okay, I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not. By the way, it's a 10% off code in the Discord, so if you're going to order, like, more than a couple of shirts, it pays for itself pretty much. I'm just saying. And that code will go, it'll go up at some point. It's never going to go below 10% unless somebody ruins the fun. The only way it goes percent is if somebody ruins the fun. Now, I'm going to do the totally extra smart thing, which is cut both pieces at once and definitely not fail at doing it. All right, good enough. Cutting. Safety squints engaged. Gotta push my glasses up, you know. Ooh, what'd we hit? We hit something. We hit a kick. It just kicked on me. Probably because you're trying to cut two things at once, idiot. Yeah, that's fine. We'll cut them separate. Mistakes were made. Oh, I cut into a knot. And this is like the stock crappy blade that it comes with. Quality. All right, we're gonna wiggle that until it finds its home. There we go. We can finish the cut. I can barely even tell. And that's the goal. The goal is you can barely tell we screwed up. Did something else just come through? No, that's MLV still. Okay. It's hard to see. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Yeah, where's the money you gave me for singing lessons? I spent it on YouTube. All right, so now we're going to go up to the 2-inch because we're going through 1.5-inch material now. So we're going to switch over to bigger nails. We're going to use the nails just to hold things in place before we screw it together. But the nails are still useful, so we're going to grab them. Also, this has a wobbler connection, which I absolutely adore, and I didn't know I needed until I had it. I don't know if any of you guys have air tools that have a wobbler connection on them so that they move a little bit, but my God, those are so nice. Those are so freaking nice. All right. Apply glue. Just apply a ton of glue, let it drip, who cares? What side looks better? Put that one out, because remember, we've been over this. It's what's on the outside is what matters. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get this reasonably close. Oh, I can't do that. Well, I didn't think this was gonna be a problem, but here we are. Dang. I can't easily fire a nail because the pressure that it takes to push in the nail gun is more than the friction that this thing has to keep itself in place. So, that's fun. All right, I got one in. Let me just make sure that it's reasonably good. Yeah, it's good enough. That fell a little bit, but we can pull it up some. Wunderbar. We can move our fingies out of the way. And we can put some nails in it. Once again, I'm not a master carpenter. Don't look at me for carpentry advice. You're not going to get it. I'm well aware that I am butt joining pieces of wood together. I'm well aware that's not the right way to do it. Not used to chat moving slow. Yeah, We don't have a ton of people here hanging out, so it makes sense. It's fine. This stream is very much because I need to get stuff done. And I've become accustomed to always doing things on camera. And because of that, if I don't do it on camera, I don't get it done. I know a lot of other content creators are like this too. And that's why you see people do like hangout streams and such, because, whoops. Ugh. Jeez, come on. I pre-drilled these holes that go better. Screwing in this close to the edge of the wood is in and of itself quite dangerous. You have a high chance of just cracking the wood. I am fully aware of those risks, and I am okay with the consequences that come of it. Okay. That's one in. We're gonna put probably, that's not all that straight, but oh well. We're gonna probably just put 2 screws in this. That should be fine. It's a shear load, so it's not the best, but it'll be fine. Ack! Once again, this is for form, not for function. Okay, for form, not for function. Piece 2. Yeah, I split those. Oh, well. Not my preference. I'm not a huge fan of that personally. It's kind of all right, fine. I'll get the drill. We'll just pre-drill the effing holes. It's gonna bother me too. It's fine. That's on the back side. No one sees it. Martin Whitehead says, greeting from the UK. Yo, yo, yo. That's probably fine. Oh, look, he's got more rigid power tools. All right, I'm going to put a 3rd screw in this, and I'm going to pre-drill this one. This will be much stronger, theoretically. Oh, yeah. And the wood doesn't split when you do it. So, bonus nachos! Alrighty. Okay. Got our piece on there. We're good to go. Alright, this is our other piece that we need to screw into this end. What sucks is that this is an 8-foot board, so there's like no easy way for me to work on it. I guess that doesn't involve a hammer. Option 1 is to take the staple out. Option 2 is to slam the staple home and pretend it doesn't exist. Guess what option we chose? Pretending like your problems don't exist. Make them go away. The songs your therapist would hate. Jeez. I need an adult. All right. We got the 2-incher here. Since we're on the ground, should have a better chance of getting this nice and straight. Okay. It's the nice thing about when you only drive one nail home, you have an opportunity to move it just a hair. All right. 2 nails is enough. We can start drilling for our screw holes. Yeah, I'm pre-drilling now. I said I wasn't gonna. I lied. Sue me. What the frig? Did I just run into a screw of sorts or a nail? Ran into something that was hard. What did I run into? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Not amazingly perfect, but good enough for government work. If Amber was here, I'd ask if it's good enough for her. Because if it is, then it's good enough for the girls I go out with. All right, we'll do a third one in there so I don't feel stupid about having them lopsided. This wood is so crappy, I have to peck drill. And I hate that. I hate having to peck drill. It wastes a lot of time. All right, wunderbar. Okay. Boy, these are not in there, are they? Damn. I would have thought that this would be down harder than this, but it's really not. Man. Hold on here. Ah! I'm okay. All right. Good enough. Okay, now for the hard part. We got to attach the two together. Oh God, as the sun's going down, my shade is getting less and less. It hurts. It burns. The sun, it burns. All right, now here's the critical piece. You got to make sure that your pieces are in the same orientation. Don't make that mistake. I've never made that mistake because I'm perfect and I never make mistakes. They're not mistakes. They're happy accidents. I'm thirsty. I'm getting some water. America's funniest carpenter. You didn't lie. You just changed your mind. Yeah. I didn't lie. I just changed my mind. That's right. I didn't lie. I just changed my mind. Holy but Jesus, it's hot out there. Oh, hey, by the way, the guy from the Cheaty Fire finally reached out to me. So we are in communicado with them now, which is really good. Sorry, I'm taking a short kind of breather right now from all the heat. It's very, very, very easy to get heat exhaustion. It's very, very, very easy. So, don't be stupid. The stream didn't freeze. I'm here. I'm here. If I ever reviewed the Adventure 5M Pro, no. I had a 5M in the shop to work on, and I was impressed. But I think, honestly, for the extra price of the AG5X, just get the X. You get the tool you get the multicolor capabilities, which for some is a necessity. For others, it's just a nicety. Depending on your particular prerogative, you might find that valuable. You might not. I don't know. I'm not you. But personally, in this market, I would probably go for the X if you were going between two for some reason. All right, apply a lot of wood glue. Once again, the woodworker's joke is apply glue like you vote for Joe Biden. Which means liberally. And I laugh at that. I think it's a funny, kind of off color, but still above board joke, right? Like it's not offensive, it's funny. I think it's a funny joke. And I stand by that. All right. All right, spreading some glue on the other board. What is the best way to do this? Probably to prop it up on this end. That's way too long. This, however, is not. Trying to figure out how I can keep this like reasonably square. So, I don't know. I'm trying, and it's either gonna work or I'm gonna look stupid. Either way, in the eyes of you guys, I look stupid, so whatever. Oh no, no, don't fall! Damn it. I'm a professional. God, if my woodworker friend... Nope, that just wants to fall. All right, there's got to be a better way to do this. I can tell you it's not the way I'm doing it. There's got to be a better way to do this. I can't reach up 8 feet, I don't think. I mean, I might be able to. Right, like there, badoom, maybe. I don't know, let's try. Let's try it. Let's do something stupid. Let's do something stupid. Let's do something stupid. Because we got in over our heads and we didn't exactly plan for this, and it doesn't really matter because it's too late to change it anyways. Don't you love that song? Isn't that a great song? Really, the issue is that board, it's not bowed in. If I bow it in some, that might help. I'm sure there are like specific clamps and stuff for this, but I'm just your average home gamer that doesn't have those tools. Nope, that's not working. Ugh. God bless, this is difficult. I need another set of hands. I'm gonna get this done, damn it. I don't care what it takes. Hold on. What if I took this and put it right there? That should work, shouldn't it? Son of a diddly, it works. Let's go. No, no, do not twist. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby, now. I normally have music on when I'm working. So, you know, whatever. Crap, the nail just came. I've gotten in over my head right now. All right, I could use some help on this. Internet. What's like the best way to do this? Because I don't know. Oh my God, lay it flat, right. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my God, what an idiot. You all must be screaming at your monitors right now. Lay it flat! Lay it flat, you idiot! Yeah. I get it. All right, so maybe I am as dumb as I look. I don't know. Lay it flat. Yep. This is gonna work the first damn time I can feel it. Oh, I just got wood glue on my arm. No! Nobody wants wood glue on their arm. Yep. Yep. I'm stupid. It's fine. Look, I'm not a carpenter. I know, that's obvious. Yeah. I did cut these front pieces a little short. So I'm gonna stick this out just a hair. All right. See? I was testing you. I knew what to do. Simply, I was testing you to make sure that you knew, obviously. Remember. Well, that didn't do any. That only made it worse. I am a god and I know what I'm doing. No, I have no idea what I'm doing 95% of the time. Why I decided to do this when it's like 90 effing degrees outside, I will never understand. But I did, so here we are. Oh God, help me. Okay. Okay. One more for good luck. So how long were you yelling at your monitor for me to lay it flat? Do I even want to know how long you were yelling for me to lay it flat? Probably don't want to know, but I'm going to ask. Okay, this one happens on this side of the table. Oh, baby, these boards are warped. Oh my gosh, these are so bad. Oh my God, they're so bad. Oh, that's gonna suck. That's gonna proper suck to get together. Ugh. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit weird. It does not align even remotely close. So we're going to put one nail and one screw in it just to kind of hold it in place. And then we're going to rotate it so it does fit where we need it to fit. These are not high quality boards. These have been sitting in my very humid garage in Florida for many years. And so unfortunately, that's just how it goes sometimes. Boards ain't straight. But we can get one of them in. And then we can kind of twist it into alignment where we're happy with it. Fire another nail, or two, or three. Drill another hole or two, and then we're done. And you might be saying to yourself, Grant, what keeps this thing from warping when it's in place? And if you said nothing, well, you want a cookie. How do you get that cookie? I don't know. That's not on me. So there is a pretty high chance that this will continue to warp when it's in place. But realistically, for us, that's okay. Nice and tight. Okay. Am I like breaking my drill bit? I don't know. I keep hitting things inside the wood. I'm not exactly certain what it is. I keep hitting things. Okay. All right. We got a frame. It's not much, but neither am I. So we did our math and said that it needs to be 21 inches, but we're gonna factually measure it and see if we hit it, because there's gonna be issues, right? As long as the short side of that wood. Yeah, if I had a nickel, you're not going to notice it's a little short. Yeah, I know. But when I do my center sections, I will notice that. Oh, Mike Holmes. Great show. Mike Holmes, home renovation and all that. I like that show. I think he does a pretty good job of going through stuff. All right. Woo, my arm hurts. Son of a diddly. Good Lord. All right, so in my head it said 21. But we want to measure. Yeah. 21. 21's right. Okay. So here's what we do now. We make a stop. And we're gonna stop it out at 21 inches. Then we're just gonna cut. I'm not certain how many of these we need, but we can figure this out. So if we do a 1-inch spacing between them, and we assume the first and last ones touch, so there's nothing there. Or maybe they do, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. We're putting stuff on top of this anyways. It doesn't have to be perfect. I should also probably, I'm doing on the bottom, some rails on the bottom that go across to make it easier to work on. Because I'm gonna end up putting stuff underneath it too. Just not right now. Okay, so what's like the next step in this process? We need to figure out how many of them we need. We could just cut down 8-foot boards into 21-inch segments as we need it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't matter that much. Yeah, screw it. We're gonna do it the easy way. All right. These are nasty, nasty boards. I had the unfortunate experience of being outside during the hurricane. We're gonna measure out 21 inches from the end. We're gonna set our stop at that mark so that we're always cutting to 21, give or take. And then we just knock it out. It shouldn't be too bad. Although I recognize that is like going into a hospital and saying it's quiet, right? You never do that. I'm gonna get this set to where I want it. Okay, that's where I want it. Well, crap. That's not expected. The stop doesn't go deep enough. Story of my life, man. All right. Well, we can clamp a little scrap of 2x to it. Let's get a clamp. Yeah. All right, I just need a little scrap of 2x. I see a scrap right here. We just need to clamp something to it so it gives it a little bit of extra length. Yeah, make your jokes, I don't care. So like that. Like that is fine. Make sure we're still in the right spot. Give or take, we're fine. Okay, and then we can lock the stop down. All right, we're ready to cut this whole board down. We're gonna verify one last time. We are set to 21 inches. Does appear that we are. If we're a little short or a little long, it's really not that big of a deal. Once again, this is just getting it close enough for government work. Eyes on, let's get to work. One, Ah. Okay, we're gonna double check to make sure we're within our margin. On the effing money. All right, we're gonna do this whole board this way. This is our 21-inch stop. You can tell these boards are quality because they have the mark on them of the 60% off bin at the Homeless Despot. Yep, that's how you know they're quality, kids. When they have the mark on them that they're bent and warped out of shape and that they're 60% off, that's how you know to buy them. Look, I've had a lot of this wood since pre-human malware, okay? This is a trust fund that I'm cutting up right now. Oh, that poor SV08 is getting absolutely obliterated by sawdust. Oh well. Looks like it's gonna be cleaned. Garbage. So we're gonna end up with a little bit of scrap left over every single time we do this. That's totally fine. We should end up with basically 4 of these per board. I actually think I'm gonna need more boards than this, but we're gonna find out. Ow, that hurt. Okay. By the way, all of this is being done with the power of the sun. Like, even the air compressor is running on, is running off of the battery, which is just, I love that. I love that we can do that. It doesn't serve a practical purpose, to be clear. I just think it's cool. Yep, needs a mid brace, do one for a test. Now you can't screw in the backside. No, I'm just nailing down. Just fine, that's all we need. Oh my God, so when I'm standing where it's a little bit cooler, I'm realizing how overheated I'm getting. And that sucks. It sucks to be overheated. As much as I'd like to do this all in one stream, I don't actually know if that's going to happen. We're getting kind of late in the day and I got a bunch of work to still do. So I'm actually not certain this is all going to happen in one stream. I want it to, but I'm realizing I'm in over my head a little bit. Because it is so damn hot out here. It is just zapping the energy out of me. Hydrate. I'm already through almost 64 ounces of water since we started this stream. Almost 2.5 hours ago. Mr. Steve Builds is here. The man who is ultimately responsible for all the reasons why this isn't square or perfect. Because as you will remember, we don't take responsibility on this channel. We blame Steve Builds. Steve's a great... Oh no. Oh God, I was freaking out there for a second. This is upside down. I'm like, those going way too far. All right, let's just flip this over. Oh, dude, that is as straight as Elton John. That is so out of square. Jeez. All right. We're gonna stick. Okay, so this one doesn't have 2 cut sides. We're gonna stick ones with 2 cut sides right in the corners here, because that will force the boards into square. Because these are all cut to 90s, so we can just kind of. Or not, I guess. Might be a little long. Never heard that one before. Nothing some hammering doesn't fix. All right. That wasn't very straight. Straightened her right back out. Now these are not, they're only load bearing down. So technically we don't have to worry too much. Size nails do I want to use? These are 3/4. So yeah, let's go back to the 1.5 inches. Well, I could keep the 2s. Yeah, you know what? Let me keep the 2s. The 2s will be better for this. All right, now the ones on the ends don't get any glue because, well, they're in there nice and tight, so I don't got to worry about them. But, oh God, God bless it. Just got my whole packet of nails flying everywhere. I love pneumatic nail guns. This will be more than adequate for what our needs are. And this one I've got set on the fun setting. Now, I guess if we wanted to, we could try to drive nails in from the side. These are long enough. But I don't actually know if they're going to hit because they're only going to go in 1/2 inch. So I don't actually know if that's worthwhile. Do not call woodworkers in here. Swear to God, do not call woodworkers in here. Don't make fun of me. I already look stupid enough as it is. I see we got a bunch of comments. Let me read. Steve's here. When you put up the shelf, it'll be fine. Yep. Short time I have to go to sleep. Tomorrow morning, CET. You'll still be going. I'll be full of both worry and respect. That's fair. Didn't realize how you were doing this. Yeah. Not worth going through the side. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. All right, so previously I've used 1 inch for my gaps. 1 inch sounds fine to me. So we're gonna mark and cut a couple of spacers at 1 inch. That way we can have our spacing perfect, because that's, as dumb as it is, I want the spacing to be right. Even though you're not gonna see it, I'll know. And often that's enough. Okay, there's one. That's 1 inch. Let's do that again. And so I'm just using the scraps from this project as my jigs. I'm sure that I could print jigs and fixtures for this, but I don't have them designed. Like I said, we're going from concept to somewhat reality. I guess I can't I can't promise full reality, but I can promise something. We're getting something done today. Okay, we have 2 of them, so when we put in the next board, it's no big deal. But I'm gonna go put on the one down at the other end. You want it to have 2 clean cut ends. Oh wait, I am not gonna do that. Ah, screw it, I am. They'll meet in the middle. They'll meet in the middle. This could be a bad idea, it could be a good idea. I'm not entirely certain just yet. Oh, that is as loose as a $2 pistol, so... all right, whatever. Fine by me. You know, if I didn't say anything, you would never know that I studied under a master woodworker for an entire summer while I was working with him. You would think that I'm just an idiot and that I have no idea what I'm doing, and while in fact... I should know what I'm doing. I am just an idiot, as we've discussed. And I have no absolute clue what's going on. Okay, so I'm also gonna look at running a little bit of glue down as well. Oh, I already got a blowout into that. Rip. Good enough. So I'm gonna run some glue as well because I am noticing that this thing kind of bows out in the middle. So we're gonna run a little bit of glue so that these shelves also become somewhat structural. So that'll be nice. Oh, I just got wood glue on my shoe. Boo hiss. Nobody wants wood glue on their shoe, and here I am, wood glue on my shoe. Looking like a fool with the wood glue on my shoe. Yeah, this side is much tighter than the other side. Okay. I wasn't originally going to glue them, but I actually think the glue is going to help a lot. So, screw it, why not? Let's glue them. Have a little fun, why not, you know? All right, let me grab a rag and clean off my shoe real quick. I don't want the glue to dry. Oh, it landed on a plastic part on the shoe. Let's go. Yes, I actually think the thing that's going to stop us today from getting everything done is getting it in place. I don't think I'm going to have the strength to do that today, which is a bit of a bummer. I would have liked to, but it does not appear that my body wants to cooperate today. So I don't think we're going to be doing that. Oh, my neighbors are home. Good, they weren't here for most of this craziness. Okay. All right, let me get over to, let me do a couple more on the other side. Yeah, see over here, it's loose. So there's gonna be some reason to do it like this. I know you guys can't see very well what I'm doing, and I'm sorry. I wish there was an easier way. Okay. Yeah. I know, riveting. Oh, at least the lighting's better. It's starting to get a little bit darker out. Now again, this is only type on 1, so it's not doing a whole lot, but it's doing something. I'll tell you, it is better than nothing. It is better than nothing. I don't know that it did that. I've never used this nail gun enough to like run out of nails in it. It doesn't let the little trigger thing go in when it's out of nails. That's kind of cool. I bought a lot of these air tools during human malware because there's a company called Direct Tools Factory Outlet. They basically they refurbish and resell TTI equipment. So that's like Ryobi, Rigid, Milwaukee, brands that I use. And so they had a ridiculously good sale on tools. I spent $600 on tools that day, and I could not fit all of it into my 2-door Honda. That should tell you how many tools I got. I mean, I got a worm drive circular saw, 7 1/4 inch worm drive circular saw, like a proper nice worm drive circular saw from Rigid for $30. I think the air tools were like 10 bucks a piece. And like, yeah, you basically buy everything that you need and everything you think you'll need, because at that price, you're never, ever gonna see it down to that price again. And if you do, hey, buy it again. There were a lot of people there that were like resellers, and like they were looking up numbers and stuff, and the store associate's like, hey, are you buying for you? I said, well, technically, yeah, I'm buying for myself, my brother, and my dad. I said, this is gonna be everybody's holiday gifts. They're all gonna get tools. He said, oh, dude, all right, I've got some deals for people like that. He said, promise you're not gonna resell anything. I said, absolutely not, man. I am just starting out with a shop. I don't have a lot of tools, so this would be awesome. And so he hooked me up with a couple extra things. He's like, oh, do you need this? Do you need that? Dude was super legit. I don't care if he was supposed to do it or not. He was super legit. Really, really nice. This was before I had a YouTube channel. Certainly before it was worth anything. Once the mosquitoes come out, I'm done. So it is starting to get to mosquito season here. So once the mosquitoes come out, I'm done. I will call this an early stream if I have to. Even if we don't get it done, I refuse to be working in the mosquitoes. It's not happening. I'm starting to see bugs. I'm not certain if they're mosquitoes. But I'm worried. You know, I'm worried. Loo, 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 loo. All right, so we're starting to get to the point where it is bowing out again. So we're gonna put a bunch of nails in here. And we're going to attempt, wait a minute, I've got clamps for this. I think I've got big clamps, right? Do I have, screw it. This is normally for like a table saw, I think. Okay, brought it together. So I guess we're gonna do it. All right, screw it, it works. All right, if that works so well, let's do one on the other side. We only got a couple left, and then we gotta keep doing more boards, so we'll do that here in just a second. All right, that's starting to get tight again, so that's good. You can tell how warped it is when it goes from like loose as a $2 pistol to being like super, super tight. It's like, yep, those boards are warped. Okay. I don't need the clamp for this because these boards are very tight. Sweet. All right, this is our last board before we got to cut some more. Sorry, I know you guys probably can't see very well. It is quite difficult to get those camera angles correct. Especially when I'm using just a long zoom lens to get outside. All right, back to cutting. We got one board left. We're gonna need another one. So let me go grab another one. Oh, I can feel how warped this one is. You know, that's a quality piece of wood when it's warped so bad you can feel it. For those joining, we already have a jig set up, so all we have to do is just make the flat miters. And this one. Oh yeah, these are in real bad shape. I can see how bad they are. Holy crap. But for what we're doing, it's no big deal. I'm gonna stop it from colliding. I don't need it to slide. I just need to stop. All right. Let me get some water. Take a look at the comments. Oh God, that shelf isn't level. It's twisted. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll flatten out when I mount the legs, exactly. All right. I'm out of water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. This is a 40. It's not a 64. I thought it was a 64. It's a 40. That polish is 64 on stream, or a 40 on stream. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some more water. I'll hang out or something. You'll probably be able to hear me at least for some of my walk. Loo 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 loo. Coming here to go front door. I gotta move that chair to. We're consolidating offices right now, and got a Steelcase Leap V1 that I need to put into storage. Love that chair, but I don't need it right now. I'm back. Howdy, partner. I'm gonna come around the table. It's too damn hot out there. I don't want to be in the sun. The sun sucks. The sun is trying to kill me. Ah. Ah. Ludicio, I think that's how you spelled your name, asked what I'm making. I am making a custom shelf for a bunch of 3D printers, because what I can find off the shelf does not suit my needs. And the shelf that I already have, and it's where all this is going to go, is custom too. So it just kind of makes sense to continue the custom trend. They're crappy. They're built with nails and glue and screws and some of the finest cheap lumber that I can get at the Home Depot, but they should be more than adequate to hold up to the weight of a few 3D printers. So that is ultimately what I care about. Oh, beans. I need that block. You knocked my block off. Ah, Jimmy, he knocked my block off. Don't do a good Carl Weezer. Carl Wheezer, talk about main character energy, you feel me? That boy is right. Hank Hill would say that boy is right. Oh, but Jimmy. All right. Okay, this piece is really warped. So we're gonna nail it down extra. In fact, we're gonna try to do some angles here. So we know that it's grabbing into the bigger piece of wood back here. We're gonna put mats down on this anyways, like yoga mats. So really not too concerned if it's perfect or not. It just needs to be close enough. Yeah. Starting to get sniffly. That's how you know it's starting to get cool out, because my allergies are like, hey, I hate you. I'm like, hey, I hate you too. We have a mutual hatred for each other. Okay. One didn't go in all the way, just a tappy, tap, tap. Another one for good luck, you know. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with this so far. It is precisely what I was hoping for, just kind of a generic shelf that matches all the other times I've built generic shelves. Considering the other shelf that I've used is like holding plenty of the weight, I'm not concerned, which is super nice. You probably But hey, if you are joining for the first time, leave a like, get subscribed, and all those things. I don't know, things I'm supposed to say. But always forget, this is not normal content here. You're dealing with the Grant Carpenter Hour. And not the traditional Grant yells at things because he doesn't know what he's doing hour. All right. Is 99 inches long, which is perfect because the end caps are wider. So at 99 inches, half of 100 is 50, so it's 49 and a half is where the center is. So we're just gonna kind of blindly mark the center. That way we know when we're working up to it. Because I assume there's going to be, since we worked in from the outside in, there's going to be a larger gap right in the middle. And we can look to cut down a custom piece of wood that fits that a little bit better. So we can sneak up on it a little bit. So I used to be really big into woodworking. It was a massive passion of mine. I loved it. Something that I used to just do on the weekends for fun. I would find, normally it was audio related stuff, like audio racks and, you know, old speakers and things that were abused and neglected that I could refinish and repair. And it was a great way for me to learn, make mistakes, and ultimately not have to spend a lot of money doing it. Oh my God, the sun is creeping up on me, man. I'm gonna be sunburned. Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh yeah, no, I am absolutely sunburned. I'm gonna have to take a shower. And I can promise you, We are not finishing this today. As much as I would love to finish this today, I am quickly running out of steam. And the only reason I'm still going right now is because I kind of made a promise that I would do it. So, kind of sucks that I won't be able to keep that promise, but it was a promise to myself. I didn't promise anybody specifically that I was going to do this, so. And I've got like paid work that I need to get done too, so. All right, we got to get that clamp. I'm just going to put this right here in the middle. There you go. Very nice. Okay. How's everybody's day going? I know I probably asked that a few times already, but I want to know. I'm going to take a water break here in just a second. I'm going to get this piece nailed in. I'm going to take a water break, and then I'm going to read your comments. So comment in there with how your day is going, how your evening's going if you're not in the States. So I know we get fans from overseas. Thank you all for watching. Hey. All right. Let's come in here. Get a little bit of water. Oh, sorry for all my sniffling. Oh. Print out shims if it's not level. Amen to that, brother. Pretty depressive, actually, trying to figure out EU toy regulations, reading a 170-page PDF of language I don't understand. The worst feeling when you already have customers and product but can't sell because you don't have a paper or something. So, at least in the States, we always tell people to never classify things as toys. Classify them as toys, now they need to be designed and built to be handled by children. And that is often a huge hurdle. Like, do not pass go, do not collect $200 type of hurdle. Unless you've got the money to do it. And, well, with how crappy the regulations are here in the States, I can only imagine what it is overseas. So I would look to sell it as like a novelty item and not as a toy. But that comes with absolutely zero legal advice because I don't know where you live. I don't know your laws. And quite frankly, it's none of my business either way. Oh God, am I gonna need like 2 more pieces? Yeah, I am. I'm gonna need like another piece or 2. That's hilarious. That sucks. Okay. Yep, it's gonna need like 1 or 2 more pieces. It's literally gonna need 1 more piece, I think. That's funny. All right, so now we're getting close to the middle, so we got to make sure that we do it right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will be number 10. And we'll split the difference on number 11 and call it a day. Well, this one's got termite damage. It's either termites or, I don't know. We used to have termites in the garage, so it's not too surprising. Just part of living in Florida. But an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, so, you know, get the test done. Get it all figured out, do it right. Nope. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Nope, I gotta pull that together. Hey. Oh, I'm out of nails again. That's super cool that the nail gun does that. I don't think I have another nail gun that does that. I love that. That's really cool. Alrighty. Literally, it looks like it's one more board. So that's 10 on each side. Let's pull the clamp out. We're going to measure the space that we have left over. Ow! Damn it. Smacked my finger into a drill bit. We got a little over 7 1/4. These pieces are 3 1/2. Sounds like one more board. But I'm going to do 2 because we're going to flip it over and put one on the back side too. Although I might put a 2x back there. We'll see. Do I? No, I don't. Okay. All right. Let me see if I have any small pieces that will be 21 or less. How big are you? You 21? Nope. No alcohol for you. Cool. Whatever this is, it's fine. Okay. We're running out of sun, which means we're running out of power, so. Just need to cut, I need to trim this edge flat first. Okay, 2 more boards that are prettier than any of the other boards that I've used. Alrighty. Yeah, so if we put this in, there's not enough space, so nope. I do not. So we're going to eyeball it, get it reasonably close to the middle, eyeball it, and send it, because honestly it's not gonna matter. Like, it's truthfully not gonna matter. Once we put the all the other stuff on this, none of this really matters anyways. So somewhat in the center, close enough for government work. Send her home. There you go. That is a finished shelf. It's gonna weigh a lot. It's gonna be very heavy. I'm gonna flip this over. Now we're gonna work on it from the bottom, and we're gonna put bracing in. Oh, I don't know. So I'm thinking about putting some, I want to put like Costco bins under these. And to do that, you kind of have to like plan it out so it slides in appropriately. And I want my bracing to be kind of right where those bins need to go. But I guess ultimately it doesn't matter a ton. I can always just do it in situ. To be clear, I don't want to do it in situ. I just know that I can. So we'll put a brace in the center for sure. And that might be all that we need. Just the one in the center. I don't know. And for that, we will use a 2x. Oh yeah, yep. This is not a one-person install job. Just from the weight of it, I can tell you that I will not be able to do this myself. So I will absolutely need assistance, which means, fortunately, this will not be getting installed on this stream. This weighs probably already 50 pounds, give or take. Ugh. Yeah, I can barely manhandle it myself. I'm a man that does man things. All right. I got this old scrap here. Ugh. Is it? I think it's fit for 2x on the bottom, right? No, and that's not even long enough, so. All right, we'll use the 1x. Oh, interesting. It's short on the bottom. All right, let me pull it together again. I wasn't expecting that, but I guess it kind of makes sense. So, no big deal. Yep, much tighter. Okay. Same deal. If we're lucky, this keeps it from racking too much, but we won't know for sure. Okay. There we are. All right. I don't know if I need more than just this. I legitimately think that that's fine. I'm going to take some scraps of 2x and put it in between here, because it is 2x wide, basically. So I got to cut about a 2x down. So I want to stick this inside of it, and I'm going to nail it from both sides so we have a nice solid brace in the middle. I'm going to eyeball the cuts because accuracy is not that big of a deal here. Let's square up the sides first. Actually, we don't need to square. Squaring up the side is going to be the cut that we need to take. So let's do it. Was that enough? Oh, dude, on the money. Let's go. Fits perfectly. All right. Yep, so if I did this right, it should just slide all the way in. I'm gonna coat it in a little bit of glue, then we're gonna hammer it home. Okay. Lots of nails. Accuracy is not 100% important here. We just need to get some nails in it, which is what we did. This is very much the maker shelf, right? Nothing is really like dead on perfect, but it is more than adequate for our needs. Yeah, I'm having fun. Leave me alone. All right. That's a done shelf. I am reasonably pleased with that. That is honestly better than I expected it to be. So, like, I don't know. Kudos to somewhat planning, right? Here, let me move some stuff around here. Is my mic still running? I got a guy saying it's his first live that he caught. This is like, can it hold a Grant? I promise you that can hold me. I have 100% faith that that can hold me. All right, hold on here. Let me, here, let me wake this thing up. All right. Woo! Can see I'm like covered in sawdust. Rob H said, I lost. You didn't hit your thumb with a hammer. Thanks for the 20 Kanucky Stan Kopecks. Greatly appreciated. So, the reason I didn't hit my thumb with a hammer is because I didn't use a hammer, really. I only used a hammer a couple of times. So, it is what it is. So for those that don't know what's going on, that shelf that we built. Oh, okay. All right, well, it's just going to follow me. That shelf is going to go kind of behind me. So there's a shelf built the exact same way with rungs and such, but it's only, I think, 4 feet wide. This is an 8-foot one. Now, some things that we're still going to do is we're going to, and I should probably do the miters now, but we're going to do gussets that support it, that help keep everything in place. Because otherwise it's just, so it'll screw into the current rack, no problem. But the current rack, it's just wood screws, right? So you're dealing with the sheer force of a wood screw, which is not enough. Also, I am turning this back on. It says it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit in here. Oh man, even just having a fan blow on me is not safe for YouTube. You guys want proof? Once the glue dries, I'll feel more comfortable. I mean, I have faith now because the sheer force of those, of the nails and the screws are more than 1 Grant worth of weight, right? 1 Grant worth of weight is around 240 pounds right now, unfortunately. So, what, like 110 kilos? So how much is that in Kelvin? A lot. I don't know. I'm like over here opening the back of my shirt so air goes up the back of it. 36F feels like 26. I should ban you for that. Let me see where my microphone is at charge-wise. Oh, 3 bars. We're Gucci. I thought I was going to run out of power on the microphone, but no, we are not going to. Where is... Oh, my temp sensor fell. Hold on. Let's go behind the set. It is very tight. Oh, bless it. It lost me. Hold on. It is 31 degrees Celsius and 61% ambient humidity here. Oh, God. Hi. Yeah. Hi. Track me. Thank you. So, yeah, it is 31.5 degrees Celsius in here right now and 61% ambient humidity. So, oh, it's hot. You can also see some of the fun movie magic that we've done in here where I never actually cut in all the white paint. I just rolled up to where the roller stopped and that was it. Because you never see that part on camera anyways. It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, and mind you, I am in a garage with no air conditioning, so it's at least that outside, if not hotter right now. And yeah, this is the hottest day of the year, of course, but every day this month has been the hottest day of the year, so it's just that time of the year. So really the big thing that we need to determine now is supports and how we're going to support things. So I'm going to cover the laser. You know what? Here, let's do this. I'll turn that off so it won't track me anymore. I'll come back around. And now it's going to track me again. See? All I have to do is just move the television so I can see it. Okay. You can also tell it's way farther back than normal. So the shelf is going to go somewhere kind of up in that range. This is going to end up going. This shelf here is going to go completely. We're not rebuilding it. Now, depending on the size, this is concrete block. I might just be able to screw it into the damn block, but probably not gonna. We have the opportunity to decide if we screw it into the existing shelving, or if I just add 2 more uprights and it become its own standing thing. I personally want to screw it into the already existing uprights. I think that's the safest way to do it personally, but I don't know. And oh yeah, you can see there's the other microphone that we use when we're out here. So this is the, whenever there's a storm and I say I'm going to the top-down microphone, that's it right there. It's like a Blue Yeti clone. It's the Behringer Bigfoot. Alchemist Forever says do both. Probably not going to. There's likely not a need. But yeah, the goal for this is like, things like the Core 1. Well, I know I don't have a camera in the Core 1. Definitely, and it's down there. The Magneto X is going to go up there. This printer is probably going up there too. Sorry, I am very, very, very temperature hot right now. I'm sweating. I'm sweating bad. Yeah, I don't want to. So you can see the window is covered with foil-lined insulation. Actually, does a great job. It keeps the sun out and it keeps the heat out. This faces east for reference, and that is an exposed block wall. Guess I really need to find some decent CCTV camera setup that isn't on subscription. Neighbors likely tried to toss shell casings into my yard. I mean, I live in Florida, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Live on Florida, and I have some acreage. So that's all I'm going to say. So yeah, we will need to, so this shelf should fit inside of the current rack. I might set it on top of the current rack. I've got a support going across top. I might set it on top of that, but that is really high. That's about here height, which is very, very, very high. Man, you find shell casings out here, no one questions it. You just kind of, if you reload, you take them with you, pocket them. If not, I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. Yeah, the idea is to put it high enough that I can put some of those 27-gallon Costco storage tubs. And the idea is that they're going to go all the way across here, okay? And when I want to use the laser, I just take the bins out and I set them somewhere else, and that should give me enough room to open the lid of the laser. Now, the laser's on wheels, so I can move the laser. It's no big deal. It just moves. It's heavy. It weighs like 400 or 500 pounds, and it's a 60-watt CO2 glass tube laser. It has a refrigeration-based chiller, so it's a very, very powerful chiller. And I have to choose between air conditioning and laser. So you know I don't do this very often. I don't use my laser very often, especially in the summer months. Especially now that I just have the X-Tool F1 and I use the metal cards. Because the metal cards are easy. But, yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to call it for today. I am exhausted. My body hurts. And I have to plan. I've got a big event tomorrow that I need to start packing for. We're going to the Junior Achiever of Tampa Bay. They have a big celebration gala thing. This is, I don't want to touch it, but this is the base of the trophy. This is the second base, so I'm going to have two of them. And this is Jesse's Vanilla Bean Ice Cream. Although it's Joel's Vanilla Bean Ice Cream, but it's printed solid. So yeah. We're doing that tomorrow. And I need to keep working on that. So as much as I want to get this thing installed, I think I need to change the title. 2 streams. I am very happy with what we got done today. I want to be clear. This was not a failure of a stream. We did not hit the goal that I wanted, but that's okay. I need to take some measurements from the Costco totes. It's probably smartest that I put the tote hanging stuff on it before we install it. It'll be a lot easier before we install it. So, I don't know. We'll probably finish the rest of this on maybe a Discord only stream. I don't know, maybe this weekend, maybe Saturday. We'll do it. Finish it off on Saturday. We'll see, because right now I can't feel a lot of things right now, which means I should have stopped a couple hours ago. So, I'm going to call this one. I want to thank you all for coming out. I will put some pictures of this up on Twitter and Blue Sky, so if you want to follow along with what we're doing and how we're doing it, you can. If you do want to see the completion of this and what it takes, maybe we'll stream this again. Maybe, but hey, just like all of my designs, we had Final and then Final V2. So, thank you all for coming out. I forgot to do the filament giveaway link, so remind me next stream and we'll just double the amount of filament we give out next time. Yeah, oh, I am very sunburned. Okay, I'm out of here. I will see you all later. Thank you again for helping us hit 50,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. Even though I know there's not too many of you watching, right? Yeah, there's only 43 of you watching. That's totally fine. Thank you all for coming out. Do appreciate it. I know this is kind of different. Let me know if you like these kinds of in the shop working style streams. As we're looking, so we're consolidating the business right now so that we can expand it properly. So there will be a lot of vlogs and vlog style content when we start doing the build out for the expansions that we're planning. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, let me know and we can stream it. It might make sense to have a second channel where that's the kind of stuff that we do. It's just the, you know, the fun play streams, whatever it is. But I don't know. You all tell me in the comments something. If you made it this far, your opinion matters as to how we handle it. So that's all I have for you all today. Stay safe out there. 10 in, 10 out. We got all of our fingers. We're only bleeding a little bit. I don't even know how the hell that happened. Don't cut yourself with your saw. Make sure your blades are sharp. Keep your stick on the ice. And as always, keep making awesome. Oh, I'm tired. Have a good one.